All right, moving the fuck on. All right, let's get out of this conversation. I don't feel comfortable with this conversation. All right, another
I had
aspect.
more jokes too.
Another aspect to this whole coronavirus madness is South by Southwest. We just got word this past, I think, Friday that the famous
South by Southwest,
week long festival is now canceled. I'll give you some commentary from IndieWire. This year's South by Southwest has been canceled. Austin city officials announced Friday the decision by the city came as an increasing number of participants, including Netflix, Amazon studios, pulled out of the annual gathering amid growing concerns over the worldwide coronavirus outbreak. As it stood, South by Southwest was beginning to get hollowed out as participants started to drop out this past week. The festival's television offerings, for example, had thinned considerably. South by Southwest, with its parallel film, music, and interactive and education festival conferences, was set to begin next week, running March 13th through March 22nd. It marks the first time in the event's 34-year history that it's been called off. South by Southwest cancellation, however, marks the first major American film event to be called off in the face of the outbreak. Two music festivals in Miami were canceled Friday: Miami's Ultra Music Festival and Cali Ocho, which were set for the end of the month. So that's pretty fucking significant that South by Southwest was canceled in lieu of this coronavirus outbreak, which is so fucking sad, man. Because, and speaking strictly about the film aspect to South by Southwest, you have a lot of like films that were made by not so well known filmmakers that they were counting on this to like launch their product, their film, you know. And now that you don't have that, it's just like, you know, the fucking the water has been thrown on your sort of, you know, budgeting fire. You know, you're trying to get that thing going, and then all of a sudden fucking coronavirus comes out of nowhere and it's like, oh, sorry, that big break that you thought you were going to have, that a lot of people were going to get to see your film, and maybe you'd walk out of there with somebody buying your film.
Yeah,
sorry, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. And like, and we're just looking at like the companies that were going to be there, right? And the brands that were going to be there, and like the movies that were going to be produced, and the artists who were going to perform. South by Southwest is an event which completely changes like the financial dynamic or infrastructure of like the entire area, right? What is it?
It's Austin.
Austin, right?
Yeah, Austin.
Is it Austin City?
Yes.
Yep, Austin City Limits. I think is like the area where it is. Or
I don't know if it's called
Austin City Limits. Is a festival.
That's
Austin
City.
Thing. But I think Austin City Limits is like another festival that happens in Austin City. Anyway,
I don't know.
Whatever.
Very confusing what you're saying.
But yeah, so this South by Southwest in Austin City, like it. I mean, think about how many people, like 500,000 people, descend upon this city during this period of time in which you're having this festival. Think about what that does to, like, business owners are counting on this, right? Restaurants, hotels, the transportation industry, people are like counting on this event to, you know, finance a lot of the weeks and months to come, right? The people who work these events, the production companies, the people who help set up everything, people who help break it down, people who help clean up, you know, in the mornings or the night after the event, you know, begins or ends. Like all of those people are impacted by this.
Yeah.
So it sucks.
Yeah, it does, man. It's this thing's getting a little out of control. I don't know. And then I think this is a very strange for those who aren't as familiar, which I can't believe you would be unless you just ignored any news program within the last like 2 months. But this coronavirus, it originated in China and it essentially spread to other countries, mostly because I think the Chinese government essentially kind of held it on the wraps.
Yeah, they tried to suppress
until like
it
the
as much
last
as they could.
possible moment, and they were like, "This is the thing." Sorry.
Yeah,
it's like if you were about to have sex with somebody, and you know you're about to go raw, and then all of a sudden at the last minute they're like, I got herpes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, wait.
Shit. What are we gonna do? We're here now.
But yeah, you're already in. You're like, fuck.
Keep stroking.
So it originated in China and spread to other countries, and it's kind of made its way over to the U.S. And look, I'm going to give you some of the worldwide.
Not even just the U.S. There are 3 reported cases in Maryland now.
In Maryland, yeah. So I'm going to give you some of the worldwide. Are you nervous? Are you gonna are you gonna take any like significant precautions other than constantly washing your hands and not touching your face, which I've done 18 times during this podcast?
I'm gonna wash my hands more now.
I find myself doing that. Yes,
I'm gonna do less handshakes.
You know what? I thought about that earlier. I met up with somebody earlier where it's just like, oh, hey, nice to see you again. All right. And then so I thought I was like, yeah, I really got to cut that out.
Let's do some other shit.
Are you nervous about going to like restaurants and shit?
I'm not gonna go to the local Chinese restaurant. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. All right. So wait. So
I gotta edit this podcast.
Don't edit it because there's a message here.
Fair enough.
So, in situations like these, right, what happens is people like to target certain businesses where, like, oh, I'm not going to go to this business because it's a business in which
there is
this virus. The people who run the business are from the country in which this thing
there
is from.
Is no logic to any bullshit. Of this. Yes.
This is not a time to be divisive.
Cut the fucking racism out, please.
This is not a time
the fucking prejudice or whatever the fuck it is.
Prejudice, divisiveness, separation. It's not a time. Just
that doesn't even fucking make any sense. Oh, like I'm not going to eat Chinese food because
I'm not going to go to the Chinese restaurant that I've been going to for 10 years. That's down the street from my house because of the corona, because the coronavirus originated in China.
Yeah, like what are we doing?
Well, no, the Chinese restaurant that you go to, it's in Maryland. It's not in Wuhan Bay, right? So, the divisiveness, the attacks on Chinese people, like both financial, like not going to Chinese businesses, not buying products, blah blah blah, as well as like people are actually starting to be physically attacked. That has to stop. That cannot continue. It's complete bullshit. So despite my joke, this is something we cannot do. This is not a time for divisiveness. With that said, and also, like, fucking people stop drinking Corona beer.
Yeah, we already covered that last week.
I still think that's crazy.
Yeah. Let me give you a little bit of a stats here. So in the world right now, there have been 105,941 cases of coronavirus. There's been 3,569 deaths because of the coronavirus, and we've had 58,625 people recovered from the actual virus.
I'm not gonna lie, I do think the death count is much higher.
Yeah,
I don't think China would ever honestly tell us how many people have died from the coronavirus, right? Because what they want to do is like, hey, we lied about it for a very long time. We tried to suppress it. We had to release the information. Now we're going to minimize, like, no, only like 20 people have died here. Like, no, you shut down an entire city with a population of like 3 million people. Like literally, they shut down the entire city. Like, it looks like you 28 sacrificed days an entire city, and only 500 people were infected and 250 died. No, I think it's in the like multiple thousands.
Yeah. Okay. So let's give you guys some precautions here. So here's because we're hey, we like to do public service here at the Faith Podcast.
Care.
So we
wash your hands.
Yeah. So here's how the coronavirus is actually spread. All right. So we have person to person spread. The virus, and this is from the actual CDC website. The virus is thought to spread mainly from person to person between people who are in close contact with one another within about 6 feet. God damn, I mean, that's not that close.
Yo.
Right?
Can't even go through the drive-thru. Shit.
Through respiratory droplets produced when an infected person coughs or sneezes. Damn. So just watch people like sneeze. You know those fucking people who sneeze and like just let it out into the open and like fucking cover their face. Damn, motherfucker. Like,
you just killed 12 people.
Yeah. These droplets can land in the mouths and noses of people who are nearby, or possibly be inhaled into the lungs. Can someone spread the virus without being sick? People are thought to be most contagious when they are most symptomatic, the sickest. Some spread might be possible before people show symptoms. Some spread might be possible before people show symptoms. There have been reports of this occurring with this new coronavirus, but this is not thought to be the main way the virus spreads. Spread from contact with infected surfaces or objects. It may be possible that a person can get COVID-19, which is the actual technical term for, or I guess is a strand of the coronavirus, or the coronavirus is a strand of COVID-19. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know how it works. By touching a surface or object that has the virus on it, and then touching their mouth or nose, or possibly their eyes, but this is not thought to be the main way the virus spreads. How easily the virus spreads. How easily the virus spreads from person to person can vary. Some viruses are highly contagious, spread easily, like measles, while other viruses do not spread as easily. Another factor is whether the spread is sustained, spreading continually without stopping. The virus that causes COVID-19 seems to be spreading easily and sustainably in the community, or community spread in some affected geographic areas. So, yeah.
So here's what you do, right? If you have to cough or sneeze, cover your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Wash your hands often.
Yeah, and just don't come into try not to touch people as much as you can, and then if you have to sneeze,
do not touch your vagina, your penis, your eyes, your mouth.
I don't think that's
they said you don't touch your eyes, your mouth, or your nose.
Yeah, I don't think they said anything about the penis or vagina at that point.
You don't want your dick having coronavirus. or your vagina having coronavirus.
That makes sense.
Kill me now, right? I don't want to. No. Oh, here, take this medicine. You may recover. No. Get me out of here. I don't even want to know what recovery looks like if my dick had the coronavirus.
Well, fair enough. Well, hopefully, there are a lot of other things that are worse for your dick than coronavirus. I can guarantee that much. Okay, so
I don't know. People sounds pretty scary.
People just stay safe out there, and just take precautions. I'm not saying just excommunicate yourself from society, but also just I see a lot of people, they don't mind doing certain things, but this is not the time to play chance with it.
Yeah,
you can't have before we started the podcast, we were talking about a very specific case of white privilege, of having very
hot yoga classes canceled.
Yeah, no, forget that for a second. But you can't have the confidence in somebody who has white privilege. You can't be like, nah, this doesn't affect me. No. That's not the way this works. Coronavirus apparently has no prejudice. It's not
none at all.
It's not going to not stop you in your car because you're a white middle-aged woman. You can keep going. No. It'll.
You know what though?
Yeah.
I haven't heard any cases of any celebrities getting it.
As soon as celebrities, I think it's going to be at DEF CON.
Jennifer Aniston gets it. Oh my God.
No, you know what? Jennifer Aniston wouldn't release the fact that she's got it because she didn't want to hurt her brand.
True.
She keep that under wraps.
She's like, can we do the audition over Skype? Can I Skype in?
Jen, no, we need you to come in, Jen. We need to get the room presence. We need to know that, you feel the vibe. How about a hologram? Is that...
Can I send someone who looks like me?
My stunt double will certainly be fun.
So, but back on this South by Southwest thing, right? So, here's the continued impact of it. This kind of sets a precedence for other large scale festivals.
I'm interested to see, where not even just festivals, but just
large scale gatherings of people. Anything what type of precedence does this set for sporting events, right? Mm-hmm. Miami has Rolling Loud coming up, which is a big music event there, right? Coachella's coming up later in the year. Here in the DC, the DMV area, we've got Broccoli City Fest, which is coming up in May. Again, sports games, right? The NBA playoffs are going to kick off soon, right?
Yeah. March Madness, right? So all of these things are going to start happening pretty soon as the weather gets warmer, and the weather's getting warmer.
people are going to start going out and traveling more, right?
Yeah.
How does this virus respond to temperature, right? Does it thrive
Don't say
in the
that.
cold?
Don't say that same stupid thing that Trump said. Trump was like, "Oh yeah, no, it gets warmer in the in the springtime." Yo, what the most hilarious thing I
Wait,
saw?
he said it gets warmer in the springtime?
No, yeah, he was like the warm. When the weather gets warmer, then things like this just kind of disappear.
No. So what I was saying was like certain viruses respond differently to like their environment, right? Does this virus thrive in like the heat or warmer conditions? Does it thrive in like colder climates or colder conditions? We don't know those things yet, but we do know in the spring and the summer people are outdoors more, people travel more.
So that's the aspect of it that matters, is that people are actually going to be in closer proximity.
And that's how these like large events are going to be impacted by this.
Yeah, but it was hilarious. I was watching like Fox News, and I was like, they were talking to this dude, just like, I don't know exactly where he's from. I want to say he's from the CDC, but I definitely don't think he was. But they were asking him about this, and they were like, okay, and what about this thing that Trump said that, is there anything to, this whole thing about it, when we get closer to the springtime, that it's eventually just going to kind of go away? And you could tell the sweat was like pouring down his face. He's like, I know the president's watching, so I can't call him an idiot. So I'll just say, what I would advise is that being in close proximity.
Don't listen to that dumbass. Did you hear the video? So like Trump was talking. He was like, I love the scientific community. I've always been fascinated by it, and the people from the CDC, they even said to me like, how do you know so much about the virus? And he was like, I'm just very well informed. I like to study up and read on these things, and it was the most bullshit. And the people around him, could you imagine how difficult it must be? Like if you're like your wife and kids are watching, and you have to stand next to this dumbass saying stupid shit is not true, and then go home and explain to your kids like, I know Daddy was standing next to that man who was saying that stupid thing.
Yeah, here's how you explain it to your kids.
We're gonna wash our hands.
You explain to them like, hey, Tommy, you know that new iPad you got?
Yeah.
Daddy was able to buy that
because
Daddy
bought
is
that?
gainfully employed.
Yeah, Daddy has to stand next to that asshole.
Oh, shit. All right. So, long story short, people stay safe out there. All right. Wash your shit, and hopefully we'll all be safe. Hopefully, come fucking April, come May, we're not still talking about this shit. If we are,
hopefully this is just like mad cow disease, and it's like gone soon or something like that. Remember what happened to mad cow? It was just a thing.
I don't think it was quickly that disappeared. But
what was the other thing? Wasn't there another thing?
There's a lot of
like mad cow,
Ebola.
Ebola. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump into some other shit here.